Ooze the Man. Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing with Michelangelo, Weirdness to 11. This is one of like 8 different Mikey cards and this one happens to be Scales. In fact, his text is just like hardened scales, you know, the 1 cost enchantment that you might be familiar with. If you get counters, you get more counters. And he comes with a Mutagen token, which is a way to put +1/+1 counters onto your creature. This deck is all about +1/+1 counters, doubling them, spreading them around your creatures, and putting them on your creatures using various abilities like landfall or maybe even earthbending. This deck is also playing some new cards like the Ooze and Mutagen Man, some fun Hydras like Voracious Hydra and Wildwood Scourge, and it's also going to be drawing cards, and making all of your creatures pretty much unblockable. This deck is meant to be aggressive, building up giant creatures super fast in the game so you can win the game super fast. So let's take Mikey into the queue and turn that weirdness up. Nadu, Winged Wisdom. If you target him or all the stuff around him, he's going to get cards off the top of the deck. Now, I do go first. I have nothing on turn 1, but I do have Mikey into mark it back and then using the Mutagen on it, which is really fun. So I'm going to keep this hand. We also have Nesting Ground to move counters around, which increases them each time if we have a Scales effect in play. And Nadu's going to do Nadu things. Now, this Nadu has been changed to only trigger twice a turn, so it's not as infinite. It is still plenty value. It is one of those cards that even with the nerf to essentially make it the way it should have been the whole time, it's still very strong. If you're wondering why I have so many fetch lands in the deck, it's because we have the things that, like, when a land enters, put a counter on a thing. Paw Patch Recruit! Turns targeting your stuff into targeting more of your stuff. Lotus Cobra for that landfall. No, I'm not trading with Paw Patch. I'm gonna go for it here, yeah. Tommy of Whispered Hope, and let me use this mana up. This is another Scales effect. I'm gonna ask, hey, you want to trade Mikey for your snake? Yeah? Okay, great. Kami of Whispered Hopes is a very good mana-producing creature in this deck. You can also put, if, like, you don't have one of these, it's an uncommon, just craft it. If you want more effects like this, it doesn't have the scales, but it does scale with power. I want to say it's Mona Lisa from the TMNT set. She's like a 1/3 with reach that just taps for mana based on power. Definitely goes in Raga Draga. Come on, you gotta have a land, right? Ooh, a fetch land even, giving them enough mana for Nadu and more. Mona Lisa Science Geek. That's the whole name of the card. Cute. He's Nadu. Hi, Nadu. Ooh. Badger Mole Cub. Trying to increase my mana before I do anything else. Get all those funky little replacement effects. The greatest henge you've ever seen. It's pretty great, if you ask me. Defiler of Vigor. Now, this isn't a green permanent, so it doesn't currently work with this stuff. This does. Chunk 'em up! These are identical replacement effects. They go into effect, and we are gonna deal some pretty big damage. Erdu, Carrier of Dawn. I love seeing Innkeeper's talent. I do have a 1-drop, though it's not a super relevant one, and they're going to be playing creatures by convoking them, then giving them all Persist. There's a bunch of infinite combos with the backside of Erdu. I guess I'm fine with keeping this because it does have Innkeeper's talent. It's like just a great card. I have ramp once I get to a 3rd mana. I would have rather had, against a black-white deck, something like a Llanowar Elf, but I'll take Allosaurus Shepherd to start. It's a 1/1. I can put counters on it. There are worse things in the world. Ooh, a Bristly Bill. I guess I could play Mikey, or I could play Innkeeper's talent here. 1 Mikey, please. Yeah, your mana tithe is useless. Except against, there's a couple colorless spells here. Ooh, they also hate counter spells. Which, gotta say, completely fair. I could either go Bill, Fight Rigging, Innkeepers. I'm gonna go Bill. I will name Mutant. Get a counter on you. Get a counter on you. We're gonna spread the love since we have the Evolution Sage. And swing in with both. Is Michelangelo a counter spell? He's the spell that gives you counters. Well, he's a permanent that gives you counters. Ashnod's Altar. Okay, so they are 100% on Infinite Game Plan with the Isilu on the back. Okay. Well, that makes my life a little trickier. There's so many fun ways to, like, accelerate this. Yeah, it'll be at least 2 turns, though, so I'm trying to think, like, how do I build up the damage best? I'm going to go Earthbender Ascension. It's going to get me lands. It's going to get me another creature. And as I get these creatures and lands, I might be able to get to Evolution Sage. It's asking, hey, do you want to kill your Voice of Victory? I'm going to guess you don't want to kill your Voice of Victory. Swinging in with all of these. I do think it's kind of cute that they can ramp by attacking in with this and sacrificing the little guys. Oh, Ambiguity from, was that from Unstable? The one that uses the words counter and spell in an ambiguous way. No, you can figure out what it says. It's just weird. If it's a board wipe, that's rough. Otherwise, we're in a pretty good spot. Here's Erdu. They have 3 mana left. Was it unhinged? Oh, okay. Ravenous Chupacabra? Who you killing? I would personally, I think, kill Bill here. Yeah, I think killing Bill is the right move. It's kind of like the best source here of these spells. Okay, so I'd need to get all of these higher in order to win this turn. This brings them all to 5. Which would force Erdu to block. Yeah, they have the lifelink. But I need Erdu to block because otherwise, Erdu flips over next turn, and they get to maybe kick off combos, or at the very least, recur this Chupacabra and kill my creatures. It looks like going wide and pumping up the board worked out in our favor. GG, Erdu. Michelangelo, Improviser. Mikey versus Mikey battle. This is the Mikey that sneaks creatures into play. If they have an unblocked creature, they're able to sneak Michelangelo out, returning the attacking creature back into their hand and bringing Mikey out attacking. Then when Mikey deals damage, they get to put a creature or land from their hand into play. And that means they can sneak out, oh, you know, Eldrazi, dinosaurs, big things. All right, what do we got here? I got 3 mana. I think I go for the Incubation Druid Acceleration over like setting up Mossborn or playing Mikey this turn. Yeah, it's harder to pull off than Mikey. Or sorry, than Kona. And it also can't bring in any permanent. It is only lands or creatures. And once they get to 4 mana, and they can have 4 mana here, but not really at this speed. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Like if they have a fetch, they could potentially force a block. They can also just like play him. Green does have some conditional unblockable. Yeah, I think like Questing Beast can't be blocked by Whittle things. There's also things like Trailblazer's Boots that make anything unblockable, and plenty of cards that can just give flying. But there's also like just cards with Death Touch where it's like, oh, you don't want to block this. Oh, they're ramping? I wonder if they have another 1-drop to throw down this turn. Probably not, because they didn't play anything on the previous turn either. All right, let's pop down a land. Here's Mikey. Mikey's gonna use that Ooze on the Druid to get me more mana. More mana is more fun. I can go for an indestructible creature. I could go for something littler. Not very little. Yeah, I'm here for Toski, though. Yeah! Toski's very good at holding +1/+1 counters and very good at blocking once. Then it has to attack every turn. Unless you give it Vigilance, it's like, yeah, I've attacked. I'm good. More landfall. Nissa, Lotus Cobra. Oh yeah, we have Champion of Lambholt in this deck. That oftentimes in a Scales deck is my creatures are all unblockable. You are so rampy. Nissa's gonna get them an Elf or Elemental. They found Allosaurus Shepherd. Ah, just like me, they hate counter spells. All right, let's see. Overlord. These all seem like fair cards in your deck. Where's the Eldrazi? Doesn't even cast the Eldrazi, but the Eldrazi tend to be big enough. It doesn't matter. Like Emrakul, she's like, yeah, I'm a 13/13. What's up? I fly. You do? Yeah. Oh, wouldn't I? Emergent Sequence for more lands? Okay. I guess it's just a lands deck. Here's Mikey. I wonder if they want to like build up a Vendo or no, because they want blockers. Yeah, there's lures and stuff, forcing everybody to block a creature. All right, a Vendo. to 9. They can fully pump this up. Weirdness to 11. Allosaurus Shepherd. Weirdness to 12. Boop. Alright, they left up some blockers. Mossborn Hydra. Land. It's a double +1. Henge. I'm just doing X equals 1. It'll come in with 4 counters. Nice. Has to attack. Gets to attack. Having a number in the name is weird, but at least it shouldn't mess up Gatherer. Like, there's actually a card called +2 Mace that has just never worked right in Gatherer, even after they reworked Gatherer, because it starts with a plus. Alright, all their elves are getting pumped up, all 2 of them. And I'm just out here like, I want Marketback Walker to die. That's so much good card draw. Borrowing 100,000 arrows. That's probably the first card that had a number in the name. I'll trade with Allosaurus Shepherd. Or not trade, but like kill it. Actually, no. I'll do this with Nissa. Nissa's actually card advantage for them. Because I want to be able to replay Mikey too and get more ooze, get more draw. Okay, trample. They get to draw. Mikey, return. Marketback Walker. Draw me 4 cards. Nice. Replay the Mikey. This Nykthos is also so much mana. Michelangelo versus Michelangelo. I think Ouroboros gonna be it. I'm just going for some nutty Nykthos things here, though. Okay, tap for a green. Use the green for tribute. That makes the Nykthos even more Thos. Okay, Ouroboros. A halfling. Yup. Baloth. Hydra kills something. We put the ooze on this. Everything is going to be getting like +7/+7. Big mana. Torark, which, if you kick him, does a hymn to Torark, making you discard 2 cards at random. I have a very great card to start. It's like my commander. Only it's an enchantment. Hardened Scales. We got Paw Patch Recruit, which actually I'd probably play first, just because they're going to be trying to touch my stuff. Then we got Mikey, Tumblewag, Tribute. Some pretty nice cards if I can get another land. And I have a Tutor if I get there. Paw Patch Recruit. Come out here. Be a 2/1. It's also notable has protection from white, which is not the color of my deck. Rick Shaft, thank you for gifting a sub to Chandurl. So I had no other creatures, so there was nothing for me to put a counter onto. Michelangelo, Weirdness to 11. He's in play. Alright, they killed my commander. At least I get to keep the ooze, right? Tumblewag this time. Against, oops, all kill spells. Some Torark decks have a lot more discard than others. Alright, let's see what we have to discard. So it's random. They don't get to pick, I don't get to pick. It was Fight Rigging Tribute. That's too bad. That's actually very good for them. Am I willing to go for one of the 2s? Since there's a good chance they'll have more discard. Yeah, I'm thinking like Mutagen Man, Cub, other Cub. So many wonderful choices. Bills. Beat him up. That's a big tumblewag. Holy counters, what does my commander do? Puts counters. Well, actually, it just makes when you put counters, more counters. It's the exact same text as Hardened Scales, but it's on a creature. And it comes with Ooze, the mutagen. Oh no, Bill! The Ifnir Deadlands. Ooh, hey, mutagen man. I think we go... Because, again, I do think they'll have discard. One, two, three. We just empty out our hand as best as I can. This will actually already be lethal with its doubling. So I'm going to spread the love a little here. Force a block. And I want to save some of these for next turn, because they could kill both of these, and then it's like, ah, well, I want to save some for Mikey. They exile my graveyard. That's fair. I got graveyard stuff. Have I seen Kung Fury? I've seen Kung Fury many times. Well, I should say I've seen the theme song from it, and I've seen the whole movie like twice. Heck ties. I choose to ooze. Put one on Mikey so I can saddle. Counter onto Mutagen Man. Double on Mikey. Trying to bring them all up to being 16 power or more. I have a feeling they will chump block and have a kill spell for Mutagen Man. Oh, nice. Now I only need 14 power. Tumblewag, keep up the great work. He's like, I'm so ordinary. What with my swag? I can also start animating lands with Bossing Say. I have nothing to discard. My hand, my head, empty. Bloodchief's Thirst. Don't even need to kick it. Killing Mikey. How are my birds enjoying the weather? Can you hear them peeping at all? They're peeping. They have a Labyrinth of Scophos. Nice. Play to land. I can either thin the deck or I can hold it in case I think I'm going to get another landfall piece. We've only seen one, and there's, I think, 4 in the deck. Not a bad thing to be earthbending either. Oh, hey, Rishkar. We go wide. The Tumblewag out of combat. Doesn't matter. The lands are swinging in for lethal. Y'shtola Knights Blessed. This is going to be Esper, and not just a nice Esper deck. It's going to be a rude Esper deck, draining my life and drawing cards after I've lost enough life, or they've lost enough life. Y'shtola is a kind of funky build. Oh, they had a little snow creature. A kind of funky build because this cat just does it all. She sits around, she generates a ton of value, and she'll be drawing them cards and draining my life passively through it all, also attacking me. Are there nice Esper decks? Some enchantment decks are less mean. Does that count for anything? What is my cat doing? Hey, honey. Scraps, do you want to come up here? My cat's nauseous. She ate too much grass. Hopefully I don't get board wiped, but if I do, I do. Using Mikey's scales to make a bigger bird and a bigger Mikey. I was hoping to have done this like all a turn earlier, but they did, you know, pushed the elf. They surveil. They do have white mana because of Gemstone Caverns. A Damnation, a Deluge. Lots of good choices for destroying my stuff. Or they could just play Y'shtola. Okay, that works too. Y'shtola and immediately snuffing out Mikey. To stop me from getting quite as many scales here. I can replay him, or I could go for Earthbender Ascension. I kind of like going for the Earthbender Ascension, even though I'm missing out on the Earthbend part getting buffed for Mikey. But it's gonna get this Chocobo, very chunkabode. Get him! Very good. Y'shtola drew a card because they lost more than 4 life, or 4 or more life. I just noticed my opponent's name is Soap Tastes Okay. I kind of get that. I'm somebody who has the cilantro tastes like soap gene, but also soap doesn't taste that bad. Soap tastes okay. Cilantro tastes okay. Does taste like soap, though. Are these new cards oozing with potential? They are. Y'shtola taking an extra turn. That deals 2 damage to me, gains them 2 life. Dust Shell Crawler, though, preventing the attack. Just sitting there, being a silly little bugaboo. Also being a great trample enabler. Lingering Souls. Nice. They can cast it twice. That does clog up the board, but we do have this trample. What I don't have, though, is a way to stop this Y'shtola from doing Y'shtola things. Oh, they're Thought Season. Well, there goes my Bridgeworks battle. Ooh, an Archdruid Charm. I can't Mikey and Charm. I can Mikey and land. It's a matter of like, do I think I need to kill Y'shtola this turn? I think I have one turn. And I will name Mutant. Gonna make a big mutant here. Do I just put it all on Chocobo? Yeah, sure. All on the chicken. And of course, they get to draw a card. That's a big Chocolina. Archdruid's Charm I can also use to tutor for a creature over fighting. It's a mutant Chocobo. A bit. Aww, they undid my bird. I dipped him in too much ooze, and I said, oh, I need to cleanse you in the waters of Odawara. That's, you know what, you're right to do that. He was getting gross. Ooh, they paid some life, but then they dealt some damage. I wonder if they want to attack me with 2 of these to get the card draw. Yeah, they're doing it. Honestly, Saz's Chocobo is kind of a mutant freak. Like, have you seen what Chocolina looks like all grown up? She looks horrible. No, of course I want to lose life. I love losing life. Galagreeters. Saz's Chocobo. Getting mad counters. Swinging in. I think I kill Y'shtola here. I want to be able to replay Mikey so I can get another Mutagen. What is up? She keeps coming in here and giving me these sad little looks like, Amy, my tummy hurts, please play with me. She ate too much grass. Honey, you did this to you. Well, hi, Sheldred. Got any card draw? I mean, this draws cards. This would draw cards. That pays life. Okay. Palantir, I'm again gonna mill. Ooh, putting me nice and low. Okay, is it better if I Mikey first or after? I'm gonna go after. Because of the Earthbender Ascension. You're getting bigger. This is happening, that's happening, that's happening, and this is happening. We're gonna re-chunk the Chocobo. And swing in with both. Big enough to kill a Sheldred, that's all that matters. Big enough to kill them. That trample from Duskshell Crawler, this is really helpful. Krang Mastermind has affinity for artifacts. Gets cheaper the more artifacts you have, and once you play it, you're going to be refilling your hand, getting 4 more cards, assuming you have no cards in your hand, because you played them all to get that affinity. I also don't know if I want to keep this hand. I think it's not bad. This is one of those Incubation Druid into Mikey is really good. I would rather have a 1-drop, and there's a lot of 1-drops in this deck. There's more 1-drops than 2-drops, so we always have a 2-drop because of Mikey. Oh, it's the Stone of Eric. Yeah, that's what that says. When I was building this deck, somebody tried to tell me that this card was not worth it, and I was like, oh, I'm going to show you how worth it this is in any deck where your commander can put a counter onto stuff. Because you just immediately are like, all right, I'm going to play Mikey. Awesome. I'm going to spend 1 mana to make you tap for 3 mana. That's pretty dang good. We got Fight Rigging, Rishkar, Beastcar. I'm gonna go for this Fight Rigging here. I could have also just, like, Fight Rigging to do it. Let's see. I mean, it happens at start of combat, so I kind of think Hoof could be really fun. Mikey, have a counter. Looking good, man. Yeah, 1 equals 3. It will be 1 equals 4 soon, because Badger Mole Cub. Also, Rishkar. Yeah, I love this. It's just all these cheap artifacts. And then Krang is like, all right, it's Krangin' time. And he gets big based on the number of artifacts. He's going to be, what, a 8? 8 power, 9 power? Nice. You think it's like, like a DJ, Then I still have the Spell Bomb, so I could bounce Incubation Druid. Or Mikey! No, you bounce the Druid. Land into Cub. Rishkar's coming down. With the Dishkar. Everybody needs counters. Everybody needs counters. That looked good. Everybody taps for 2 mana since we got the Cub, or 4 mana. Blue. Skull Bomb. I wonder if you attack in and then bounce Krang back into your hand to play him again. I don't kill him because they would get the play again. Yeah, they're sacrificing him to the Witch's Oven to play him again. I like it. I like it. Draw more cards. Ooh, Hardened Bonds. That gets me more creatures off my creatures. I probably should have put the counter on something else to set up for the Hoofin. Yeah, because I'm not able to hoof this turn. More. This will get me card advantage. Silly digital design. Not attacking in. Gallogritas. Mossborn Hydra. Everybody just needs more +1/+1 counters. Perfect. They're gonna look at what's on top of my deck. I know what I want. I want my hoof. Badger Mole Cub is just a ridiculous card. It could have said creature land on it. It could have had so many different texts on it that would make it more acceptable. Doesn't really matter if I kill it or not. So here, I'll block for the kill. They'll trade. It's about the same as sacrificing it since things would come back anyway. Yeah, I noticed that they had the replacement effect there, so I didn't want to go for Beast Caller. It wouldn't die. It would go to exile. Because of Stone of... Oh, Cab-Ready Rebels is wild. Cab-Ready Rebels has no limit to the number of times it can trigger in a turn. Krang just keeps making new bodies. Yeah. Honestly, good for him. Okay. Beast Collar. Nykthos. This'll double. Ooh, Freebird. Fight rigging on that. Here's a hoof. And I have like 20 something mana here. I don't need mana. I just need hoof. Ashling the Limitless. We'll be doubling up elementals by evoking them and cloning them. I have no 1-drops in his hand, but it's hard to turn down a Badger Mole Cub in this deck. And they're going to be going, probably turn 1 ramp if they have it, into turn 2 Ashling if they can, into turn 3. You evoke out some huge, nasty elementals. And it gets very strong, very scary, very fast. All right, here comes Mikey. Playing Mikey first because I know what I want. Scales. Everybody in chat is waiting for Slay the Spire 2 release. It's okay. I totally understand that when Slay the Spire 2 comes out, nobody's gonna watch my channel anymore because they're busy. You got places to be. You got things to do. You got Ooze to choose. So instead of going for Ashling, they went for Risen Reef. It got them some extra ramp. It's chat saying, I'm sorry. It's not your fault. We've all been waiting for Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire coming out this week actually pushed back the release of another game that I play, Timberborn, because they're like, we know we can't compete. I've been DMing Jorbs, who is he's not fully Slay the Spire, but I would say he has his big start with Slay the Spire. I've been like DMing him and being like, hey, you ready? Hey, you ready? How slay are these spires? I would like to generate big value this turn. Okay. Getting my landfall on. These are 2 identical effects. Gonna make that Beast Collar even bigger. They could have something crazy to like super double off Ashling next turn too. Alright, take them down to 4 life. And Marathon comes out today. I had some fun. I played some of the Marathon early access. I didn't understand the game, but everybody I talked to on voice chat was nice. Which is funny. Like, oh, you're being nice to me. Yay. Oh, this person is going to deceive me. Double blue, double black means double bounce and double discard, right? Yeah! They're not even going for Ashling's Evoke because they don't need to. Did you drop maybe Vorinclex because of the trample? It's like Arc Raiders. Yeah, but see, I haven't played Arc Raiders or Tarkov or any of those games. Extraction shooters. I don't really know them as a genre. Okay, how do I align for damage here? I don't really, just because I don't have trample. I will still choose to Ooze. Also gives me some graveyard hate. Am I willing to bank it? I get this as like refunded as Ooze, and it trades into one of these. I don't think I do, not this turn. I think extraction shooters are probably really fun if you're playing them casually. And really not fun if you're playing with people that are like, oh, we missed the thing for the thing. And I'm just like, I shoot silly robots. Pew pew. I like not playing games seriously. The only game we take seriously is Timberborn, the Beaver City management game. Yeah, the double deceit was very, very good. Now you have so many cards in hand, thanks to Great Henge and Risen Reef. Yeah, you gotta manage those beavers. Aw, emptiness. It is going to draw them 2 cards. It's going to kill Badgermole, Cub, and Mikey, maybe? Oh, are they going all for Bill? Oh my god, they're -1/-1 counters. They just took away my counters. I actually thought it was like -3 until end of turn. Then they get to do it again because it got sacrificed because they evoked it. But the clone does not have a mana spent on it, so it doesn't get the triggers, but it can attack. Wait, there's new marriage candidates in Stardew Valley? What? What? Stardew Valley's getting updates? As somebody who just watches their partner play Stardew Valley, we have a series of farms featuring the Hulk. Clint and Sandy will be marryable? Yay! Bad marriage prospects. I have to discard. They have so many cards. There's 12 in their hand. Oh, we have to wait. They're having trouble making up their mind, I think. I think they probably have too many good cards. What a problem to have. What a problem to have. Oh, yeah, I got my Ooze. I can start just, like, beefing up Toski. But I have a feeling I'm in danger. And I don't feel like holding priority here. Champion of the Path will deal damage whenever elementals enter. Why do people hate Clint? I don't know. I don't hate Clint. Isn't Clint the blacksmith? I think the only thing I don't like about Clint is that his shop is never open when I need it to be. And I'm like, I need you to make me a new pickaxe. Oh, I'm totally dying to this, yeah. Salicinder and Soot Rascals is going to be exploding, playing tons of cards all at once and generating a lot of mana. This hand is not going to be anywhere near fast enough to go up against them. This is a little faster, but not great. I do have a 1-drop. I have some 2-drops. I have 3s. I guess I'll keep this one. Throw back the Toski. Hope for the best. Yeah, this is a solitaire deck. Cell Cinder and Soot has this honestly kind of crazy text of just whenever it enters, oh, you make an elemental, you make a Rite of Flame, take inventory. This, yes, very like clearly it goes infinite with things like Displacer Kitten, which, oh no. But it also just lets you generate far more value in mana than you really should get to. Okay, Electrostatic Blast by killing Mikey. Going for the small Hydra is actually not that small here, because the double gets accelerated by Hardened Scales. Yeah, it's a 3-mana 5/6. I'll take it. Guardian Idol, a little bit of ramp. Ooh, Tumblewag. I can hold up Archdruid's Charm to try to kill Celestinder and Soot next turn. Or I can go for, like, Big Bonkins. I want to go for Big Bonkins. Here's an Ornery Tumblewag. Make this Hydra as big as I can this turn. Bigger. More! Make my Hydra grow! Twin Flame Travelers. They're setting up to double that. I think they have like an unsummon effect. I don't. Counter on Hydra. Swing in, double the Hydra. That is an adequately large Hydra. I had to mulligan to get to an aggressive hand, but I did get to one, and it won me the game. Elspeth Storm Slayer is going to double up tokens, make everything fly, make them grow. She's really, really scary. I'm going to start with the District Mascot. If I waited a turn, it would come in with more counters, but I can just grow it next turn. That works just fine for me. Here comes Michelangelo. Mikey, I'm gonna need you to ride this dog. Good puppy. Very good puppy. Oh, it's Elspeth Heir Apparent. Oh, they're gonna be very good at blocking my stuff. X equals 1 on a Wildwood Scourge. Servant of the Scale. Saddle up. Swing in. More counters. Got a veritable menagerie here. Dogs and turtles. Hydras and humans. And they got bunnies. Bun bun. Bun 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 bun. Nykthos on green. Gotta go tribute to the World Tree. And a mutable pupa. Keep on saddling. Swinging with the Servant of the Scale as well. Half this board is buffed by Spider Pig. Oh. Wonder why they didn't block. Maybe it's the Nykthos tapping for 8 next turn. Pretty spooky. Sephiroth, Fabled Soldier. He sacrifices things and then he eventually flips over. He becomes the one-winged angel. He's got Blood Artist text, and it's very scary to play against him. I guess I could start with Experiment 1. Just a little guy, don't worry about it. Their Thought Season. Okay, I think if you have a ton of kill spells, you hit Ozolith. Yeah, they have a ton of kill spells. Bringing out Mikey. Ooze would be more damage this turn, but if I wait a turn, then this will get 2 counters instead of just 1, which is nice. Oh, hey, Jadar. Yeah, that makes something that dies every turn for Sephiroth. Do-do-do-do. Excuse. Buff Mikey. Swinging with both. I feel like some graveyard hate will be helpful. Okay, they are not using Sephiroth to eat the zombie. Wonder if that means this is another big scary spell coming out. Yeah, Sephiroth versus Michelangelo is very much a, wow, Universes Beyond is. Maybe they're just holding on to a kill spell? Okay, Throat Gophers. Declining on that because I'm going to exile him. There's no creatures currently in the graveyard. Now there is one in the graveyard. I could wait on that, but I hate holding priority. Oh, right. One is going to be holding priority anyway. Damn. It doesn't stop the just being destroyed because of the can't be regenerated effect there. All right. Do I want Mikey or Bailoff? Kamiya Bamboo Groves. Give me some lands. Bailoff, get in there. They're down to 10. Lord Skitter is gonna munch up creatures in my graveyard. Give them more sacrificables. Oh, Azarog, thank you for the sub. They did add the pre-con commanders from TMNT, but they didn't add the cards from the decks themselves. Mossborn Hydra. A land. Duskshell Crawler. See if they'll trade. High score would be cool in this. Yeah, it would be. It's very much like designed to play with the various Mikey cards that do the +1/+1 counter stuff. A Wriggle and Grub. Ooh, okay. Innkeeper's Talent. Michelangelo. I mean, I think they double block here. But I think that's all right. I think that, like, black has enough kill spells that it's like, yeah, waiting another turn on this isn't worth taking out the threats. Even though it'll gain them 3. No, gain them 2? Yeah, because it's another creature. And I have this here. Would I be down to update any vampire decks? I feel like I updated a vampire deck not that long ago, but we haven't really gotten new vampires since. Soldier's Edict. I'll kill the crawler. Means, unfortunately, no trample, but I got other trample enablers. Ooh, another repeatable sacrificeable card. Bugs coming in. Bug. We're leveling up. And that's gonna make a nice big Iron Apprentice. Nine lives familiar. It's going to be able to block repeatedly. Yeah, the decks that I'm going to be upgrading that, like, I already have planned out to upgrade are... I feel like I had written a short list. Where did I put it? Somebody actually really wanted Ragadraga, so I might do that. But Genova, Atali with Food Chain, potentially a Food Commander. Bigger! More! Maybe I should have kept that crawler in. Oh, okay, so they're griefing me. They're gonna be very disappointed by what's in my hand. Sorry. It's this. Whoa, Strider lets them freely sacrifice things, which can actually add up to a ton of damage here, especially with the flying, the 9 lives. Is this lethal? One sec, I gotta do the math. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then he flies into the air, kills Zulaport. They have lethal. It's just a matter of, do they see it? How many trample enable creatures do I have? I also have trample enabling off some non-creatures, but the Duskshell, Kodama, we also have, like, just can't block through certain things. There's another one. Oh, I guess Earthbender Ascendancy. Not a creature, but still does it. All right, munching all those baddies up. I lose another 6. And then I die. See? They had lethal. Dak Faden. Gonna be stealing my artifacts. Good news, this hand has no artifacts. And it does have Kodama. I feel like this is the first time I've actually seen Kodama in any of my games. It's one of the best cards in the deck. All right, I'll keep this. And they're gonna steal my Mutagen? I guess you're right. That can steal my Mutagen. My Ooze, my delicious Ooze! Dak is also usually playing some draw discard synergy because of his plus, and some things that turn things into artifacts, so you can just steal them. Mutagen Man would also be able to buff the Experiment 1. Probably what I'm gonna play next turn. I think it would be honestly kind of funny if they stole my Mutagen. You wouldn't steal a girl's Ooze, would you? You wouldn't steal Ooh, they're bouncing my Ooze. Okay. I would have saved that for a creature, but they must have other bounces. Oh, they don't have another land? Oh, okay. Kodama. Does this land? If it does, Experiment 1 will get a whole bunch of counters. Mm-hmm. Do you have a bolt? Pyrokinesis before the trigger happens. Oh, that is so cruel. Yeah, imagine having instants. Imagine having free spells. Could never be me. They faithlessly loot. Hardened bonds. Mutagen man for X equals 1. I choose to use the Ooze. Have you played with a Harris? Yeah, Harris is great. Our Miguel O'Hara's. Wonder what they were holding up on 2 blue there.
Isn't the unknown exciting?
Yeah, Market Back Walker is not looking that great in this matchup because Dak is gonna steal him. Had I gotten the land, it would have been Nissa time. I'll go for the slightly buffed up Elvish Mystic. I just really want to kill Dak here. X equals 1 on Lair of the Hydra, swinging at Dak. Yeah, I think a Harris, my version of the deck is definitely not, like, the most optimized. I built it fairly early on, but I do think he's one of the best commanders from Spider-Man. I'll recommend trying to build him. You can use my deck as a starting point. The big thing is that you want to buff him. You want to give him tons of power. Oh. Monkey! Oh, a dashing monkey! I'll trade. No more monkey. Here's Denissa. I'm gonna animate the one that's not a forest, because I'm not planning on casting anything off it here. If you're like, why aren't you? Because I don't know what they got and I'm worried about it. Azure Beastbinder can disable abilities. It's pretty much unblockable. Oh, they turned my Hydra into an island.
The land fights for us.
Is it lethal off a 2-hoof? I'm gonna try it. The numbers add up. It's just a matter of, like, did they have a bounce spell or a counter spell or anything? And they didn't. So that's great. Thank you, Hoof. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. Mikey did pretty well, and I will say that there are a bunch of flexible spots in this deck. Now, I built this deck with a ton of 1-drops that are all in the +1/+1 counter theme, things with Evolve, and I also built this deck with a lot of anti-counterspell stuff. I'm talking about Allosaurus Shepherd, I'm talking about the Frenzied Baloth, and those are cards that, yes, they are fun, but no, they're not part of the theme. The reason they're in here is because I kept running into cards like Katara, I ran into Nadu, I ran into blue decks, and I knew I needed a way to make sure my spells resolve. So those cards are in the deck for exactly that reason. But they're not necessary if you're not running into those kinds of decks. Very flexible deck though, since there are so many different things that synergize with +1/+1 counters. And of course you can focus more on ramp and big finishers, or you can tutor for certain creatures like the Ouroboros. This card is insane. It gets even more insane with Mikey. I feel that this deck works very well, though. It does what it's supposed to do, and Mikey is great to have in the command zone. He's not the first creature we've had that has a scales effect. In fact, we've got other ones just in this deck, but I think that he is the first mono green at 2 mana, so he is able to be your commander, and that's just really great to have. If this were a green-white deck, I think that he would go into 99 like a green-white scales deck, because this is a really nice ability, and it's at a pretty good point. I would rather run creatures than things like Hardened Scales in my deck. In fact, I don't run Hardened Scales in a lot of my Scales decks because I'd rather run the creature versions. And this one's cool because it comes with the extra mutagen. Very nice card. Like to get to play him. And if you want my deck list, you can find it in the description of the video. I'll also say if you'd like to suggest a commander that is either being updated with the TMNT cards or just is a TMNT commander, please let me know in the comments. I have a lot of different brews to do, including one that's kind of similar to this. I think I'd like to build Mutagen Man sometime soon. This is a really cool card. It also works with other artifact tokens, not just Mutagen. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking about clues. Does this Ooze go in Lonus? I might put this Ooze in Lonus. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.